before discussing about responsibility of the parent, we need to talk about
foundation.
the upbringing of the person.
Yes, because there was a program I went from about 2 years ago about the youth. So they were surprised when they want me to discuss about youth. Unfortunately for them, I was discussing about the parents. I said, if the parents did well, the youth will do well. Because the parents is the foundation of the youth. The Bible said in the book of Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6, it said, train up a child in the way he should go. So who is the one to train? The parent. The child cannot train himself or herself. So the parents has the responsibility to pray. Right from the womb, training begins from the womb. Because the effect of or the actions of the mother affects the baby in the womb. Whatever the mother does, whatever is the parents does, affect the baby in the womb. When you are quarreling, when you are angry, when you are depressed, it affects the baby in the womb. Medically, it affects the baby in the womb. Now, when a child is born, right from there, from the hospital, try to teach that. For instance, now a child is born and is sucking. You know it's wrong. And it affects the baby as it grows. You have to tell the baby, no, you don't do this. You're supposed to suck my breast or take another feeding, not your finger. Speak to, he hears. They communicate. That's why the moment a child is 8 days old, they begin to call names. Because at that point, every sense of that baby has begun to respond to information. From that moment, begin to give a child every training that child needs. When a child grows, he will be able to follow up.
Okay, so I would like to know. Now we at least we know the foundation, the starting point from this womb. You start training. Where does it stop? Because this is my gender. You go on social media, you see
a lot of things happen.
Don't marry a man that is still a mommy's boy. Don't marry a man that listens to his mommy. Don't marry, like they say, this one. So I want to know, at what point as a parent will you say, I am done with this one? You get my responsibility. So at what point does it stop?
You see, knowledge does not have stage or does not end. Knowledge is a continuous process. If you want to acquire knowledge, you continue building yourself. As long as training is concerned, it's just not that by governmental restrictions, they say 18 years, somebody is independent and do whatever. But a real African person knows that training continues. There are some parents that are still beating their children who are 25, who are 30, when they misbehave. What I told you to do is what you're supposed to do. You bend this. Everybody is bound to make mistake. But if you have a very good parental care and parents who can be able to stand between evil and good and tell this one is evil. I'm not trying to tell psychophants in parenting that maybe when you are rich, they begin to look onto you. Other ones are not stupid. No, I'm not talking about that one. Because when you are rich, they begin to follow you. Whatever you say is yes. No, it's not the kind of parents I'm telling you. It's a parent that when even you are trying to disassociate yourself from other ones because you feel you are better than. He said, no, this is your brother. Teach them the way. Show them the way. Help them. Do this thing. That is the issue. Or you see a young girl who is misbehaving, putting on whatever she wants to put and thinking that she has grown. No, the mother will tell, no, this is not our culture. This is not our system. This is the way. There is dignity in good dressing. There is dignity in trying to, it's like Mama Ada. You begin to give you some kind of names, and before you know it, you are spoiling the child more. Bible said, spoil this thing and spare the child. So by the time, but if you are sparing the child now and you are sparing the child trying to do this thing, you are already spoiled everything because that child, time will come when he becomes. It's just like I tell people, sometimes you don't use force to raise children. You sit them down and communicate to them.
And that communication is also where there seems to be
gap.
Controversies,
yes.
Especially.
Okay.
Gaps and controversies. Most times you see a parent who is using the strong hand. He will be told, have conversations. You see the one having conversations and the children are expressing a high level of independence that the society will now frown at and say that this person is bringing. So how do you marry that responsibility? Let me take, for instance, the example you gave about clothing.
Yeah.
The parent says, my daughter, this clothes you're wearing is not good. And the child, maybe over 18, is saying, Mom, you don't know the trend.
Yeah.
The trend, this is the trend now. So how can a parent balance that controversy or point of discord between her generation and the generation she's training?
You see, the thing is this. You cannot train in one side. Both of them must be involved.
Okay.
Both must be involved. But those that are, most times we have harsh tuned.
Okay.
Most times we don't have time. Most times we don't feel like doing it. I learned something from my dad. My dad can never cane you. He have not told you why he's caning you. Bible said something. It said, parents, do not offend your children. So you have to balance. The same parents told you, parents, obey your children, obey your parents. So you have to balance it. My father will call you. You may offend my father. You may keep silent. The day you want to deal with you, he will wake you up in the night. Where you are asleep, come to your room. Wake you up with a cane and sit you down, bring you up to the sitting room and sit you down and begin to narrate your mistakes and tell you your mistakes and tell you the punishment for your mistakes. Now, when you are caning a child because you are holding a can or you are beating, that's why I hate people beating with their hands. Because if you want to beat you are expressing anger, you are not correcting. Go and get a cane. Because by the time you are going to get a cane, you have been reduced on level of provocations. And you are coming back, you can be able to communicate with a low voice. Now you tell the child, this is what you did. Don't do this and do that. Then after caning the child, you still come back. There is something I learned from my grandmother. My grandmother, maternal grandmother. If I am talking to, for instance, my mother is talking to me as a child, trying to correct me, she will not allow any other person to involve because that person cannot hear two words at the same time. And if he's correcting somebody and you come and put me and say, okay, continue, put up here, because that person must hear one. And at the state of high tension, you have only one thing to hear at that point. When many voices are coming, you cannot understand anything. And by the same time, at the same time, you didn't correct anything. You didn't do.
And the child might become aggressive.
And become aggressive and become, there's something you have to be careful with. If you make your family, your children, or anybody that is you are controlling, not to be a friend to you, you have lost that person. Because they cannot tell you the secrets of what they are passing outside. So you have to be, that is why in correcting children, try to make them friend. That is why even if there's anything leaking, they can be able to communicate it to you. But if they hide it, that's what most of them spoils. Who is their friend? What are they doing? There's one thing about my children I wish I tell them to do. If you are doing anything, you better tell me the truth than telling me lies. And the moment he tells me the truth, I will leave the person. So it has made them that they can, yes. But not some, after telling him the truth, you are not still beating the person. He will not tell you the truth again. Because beating me when I tell the truth and beating me when I didn't tell the truth, so there's no difference. There's no difference. So automatically, what will tell you, please, don't do this again. This is tell them the reason why they should not do it. But unfortunately, parents does not know what to give. And let me tell you, one of the most dangerous things that is happening to the children now is that parents want to make money. Every money. Father is out. Mother is out. The children are at the mercy of either house help or the environment or school. Do you understand that? Even my school, I told my children some certain things. I said, let not your teacher teach you what I have not taught you. But I found out that when they come back to school, when you want to tell them something, they tell the auntie said. They overwrite what you are trying to tell them, auntie said. And that auntie has, maybe she's married, maybe she's not married, or maybe she doesn't have a good family. So you try to be able to coordinate your family to also have a listening ear to you. Don't leave your children on the mercy of anybody anyhow. My standard and your standard cannot be the same.
Yeah, that's what I want to comment to. traditional African setting, everybody's a parent. If I'm walking on the street and I see
if
I'm walking on the street and I see your child do something wrong, I punish your child.
Yes.
I have the right.
Yes.
Sometimes, in fact, my parents will come and thank you.
Yes. Yes.
But today, people don't want you to punish their children. I understand that it's two-sided, so I want to know how to balance it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes people can help you train your child. Sometimes people can help you spoil your child. So how can you be able to balance who has control over your children? Because, for instance, you also look at Ndineme, uncle, my brother, before you know, it's the brother that will pregnant.
Yes, reproduce, exactly.
But then, there is also, I've noticed that it's getting to a point where you do certain things. They say you lack love growing up. Like there was a movie producer. There was a movie producer.
Literally recently now.
His daughter to the club was smoking, and the child was dancing with the father in a very offensive way. So people were like, "No, you don't dance with your child like that." And some people were commenting that those people saying that it is wrong. They lack what's it called? Love. And then we see mothers kissing their grown-up son, like in the mouth, and people will say, "You lack love while growing up." So I want to know.
You see,
I want to know, how do we really balance this? Because
it's painful.
As you're watching, with your own upbringing, you know this is wrong. Your child is watching, saying, "So that means I don't have love." So I like to know how.
My dad is too strict.
My dad is too strict. Why is this is not how other people's parents are? So I would like to know, how do you really balance this love thing? And then how you balance outside control.
Is disheartening, because there's something that my father normally have done, and that thing taught me a big lesson and makes me not to depend on anybody. You cannot come back to school or complain to your father that the teacher beat you. In our time, he said nobody will beat you without a cause. So it makes sure not to bring complaint in the house. Me especially. Now, but it is to tell you the man has a free will and hand for anybody to control his family. Because it's not everything. I was talking to somebody recently. I said, if you think you are seeing your daughter the way she's going, and you feel that maybe what she's doing or where she is not doing it, did you see her when she's in school? Did you see her when she's going to the market? Did you see her when she's somewhere else where you are not? One of the things that parents should try a lot to do is to be able to bring their children to be able to do something still good when they are alone. Now, everybody has the right to correct a child. The only thing that when somebody says, leave my child alone, then leave the child alone. But for me, if I see a child misbehaving, like one day, I was having a program somewhere. I was preparing for a crusade somewhere. All of a sudden, I saw two kids, because the kind of movie they exposed them to. Two kids about 3-4 years old, having sex around themselves. The other one was following a male behind. Can you imagine that? So I saw them playing around the neighborhood like that. I don't know them. I don't know their parents. But I picked a kid and I flogged them. They ran away. I was expecting someone to come and ask me. And they can't ask me. You see that kind of thing? The kind of picture. Now, look at what we are saying about parents. When a parent is watching one particular thing and their children are there watching them, following them, and they are discussing and communicating, they feel it is normal. Because they are growing. So whatever you are doing, if, for instance, I am holding my phone and doing something, my children may think maybe that doesn't have anything doing. That one day I told them, I said, sometimes you see me using my phone. There's something I'm doing. I'm not just doing phone. There's a lot of application here that my phone is working for me, like my tablet. So don't think that is just wasting time, whether in my office or outside my office. So don't, tomorrow you hold yourself and begin to use phone and say, that is using phone. You try to explain that to them so that they have it. The same way when you are watching it, if you cannot have it in your room, and there is a program going on, and the children are available, please keep that station. Go to another, skip it. Go to another place. Or explain to them, let them go out of the place. There's something an adult can watch and control. But the children cannot do it because my mother is doing it, my father is doing it, auntie is doing it, brother is doing it, uncle is doing it. You understand that?
All right, finally, before we go, I just want you to advise both classes,
Okay.
especially our parents, in this generation where there are several changes, cultural values, and everything. What would be your advice to parents about how or to what extent they should be involved in the growing up or in the character molding of their children?
Number one, let them go and learn and control learning. Knowledge is not limited to marriage. And let them not just copy a standard of someone. Let them have their own standard. There are families that have family codes. Let them teach their children family codes. Once their family code is not exhibited outside, let them withdraw. The family code is this: when you see a particular character in someone that is you call your friend, withdraw. Teach them to know how to have a family code. So parents should go and learn. Don't just go up and down and bring all manner of junks and bring into your family and allow your family to build. And always monitor your children where they go, the kind of language they speak. Shut them up when they say something that's wrong. You don't just say it's just a child, like somebody just beat a child. It's a child now. Start from the day you born a child in the hospital and begin to correct that child. He understands. The stimulations are working. The body system are working, accepting some corrections. There's a dog I have years back, very obedient police dog, very nice dog, especially. So one doctor liked the dog. The doctor that treats dogs liked the dog. So he now told me that has a crossbreed. But he has one local nonsense dog. He wants to use to crossbreed. So this dog is that in the morning, he goes by himself into his cage and we lock the cage. In the evening, after this thing, during the night, before everyone wants to go, we'll go to open because he can't open it. That's how the door is being designed. We'll go open it. He go bring it. So now what will happen? That one will now go and be run out. So you have to be pursuing that the other one, pushing that one before that one will go to the cage because he was left with us. Unfortunately, that one followed. So he doesn't go to he will now try to go to the cage and run out again. This is how, so I have to be caning two of them because of that. We have to, when their senses came back. So the kind of person you work with will determine the kind of character you will live. So that's why you have to be very careful the kind of friends your children make. And if they continue making, tell them the reason why you are telling them. Because sometimes they say, no, tell them reason. Let them know why. So that by the time they sit down, they will not understand. I will give you one example finally. My younger one, because I came from a very good family background and my father was a very disciplined person. In those days in Abuja, where they were co-opted by some group of bad boys because of the environment we lived those days. So when they start them, they want to teach them how to smoke. In those days, and they gave them 1,000, that if you can smoke Igbo, they will give 1,000. In the forest. As of that time. In the forest. They want to initiate them. So they are twins. Both of them were sitting together. When they came to their rounds, going to their round, they looked themselves. They said their father didn't smoke. Their senior brother, which is me, didn't smoke. Nobody is smoking in their family. They said no. You see the note this thing gave to them. So they begin to use it because birds of the same feather flock together. So they refused. But the other one is a very strong guy, one of the twins. That one is if you want fight, and they're afraid of him in that environment. So they couldn't touch him because once you reveal the secret, you're in trouble. If you already know the secret. So they couldn't. And do you know what? That was how they left that parent. Today, the guy is a pastor now. You know what I'm saying? So you find that there's a kind of life that you will be able to inculcate in your children or in anybody you are bringing up. When it comes to a point, something will tell the person. Look, let me tell you. I'm speaking biblically. Devil can misguide someone. Temptation can misguide someone. But most of the things people find is that when you are training, back it up with prayers.
Thank you very much.
All right, I think that's a beautiful way to end this session.
All right, so from me, I want to thank you, Pastor.
Thank you, my dear.
Pastor Dosien Woyocha, thank you. conversations with you is always electrifying. All right, from now we'll move over straight to our breakfast desk for our breakfast news this morning.